Welcome back to my channel, guys. I am here with another pick a card, and it's going to be a little bit more lighthearted because that's just what I'm craving. Our topic today is going to be what makes you stand out, what makes you unforgettable, gives you that it factor, right? That makes you memorable. So you guys have two piles to choose from. The first one is going to be this green onyx. And then pile 2 is going to be this crazy lace agate heart. So I'll leave them here. Go ahead and choose your pile, and I will see you at your pile. Welcome pile 1 to your reading. Let's get straight into what gives you that it factor, what makes you so special. So right away, I'm feeling very cerebral. I feel like my mind is like more active than what it was previously to me tuning in. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak right now. So you guys have a very deep connection with spirit. And that's what makes you stand out. You are that guru, you are that spiritual person, the one that puts others onto spirituality, not because you're out here like preaching. It's just your energy. It's, you know, if people ask you what's up, you will give them you'll let them know. And you're not really into gatekeeping anything. That's what I'm channeling straight off. So let's get into the cards. With the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Three of Cups, I'm seeing that, people, certain people flock to you. You attract a certain type of person. And if you've dealt with more toxic or negative aspects of this type of personality, know that is quickly changing, where maybe it is like a similar personality, which, brings you comfort because you're used to that. But then also they are inquisitive, they're open, they are curious about the world. All right, so that's something to look out for. If you're trying to find your people, try to seek out more curious people. And usually you'll find them more at community centers, taking like art classes or pottery classes, like crafts, stuff like that are done at like community centers, or just programs that do that aren't just a community center, but they love art, they love the process of it. So that's what I'm channeling. Like, you might be trying to find your people, and I'm heavily picking up on like go to a cultural center or somewhere where there's a lot of art being created, right? Because something that you're fascinated into as well, and you're going to find those really inquisitive, curious, open to life kind of people. And those are the type of people that are going to be able to see that special quality in you, that spiritual guru aspect of you. You guys might be destined to be speakers, to be speakers, talkers, that's the same thing. I'm seeing a lot of stage presence. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you guys end up kind of being publicly known, like a public image kind of thing. Okay, so people see that star quality in you as well. Just with your Queen of Pentacles, right? You come off very healthy, you come off very exuberant, you come off abundant, okay? Like, you don't look like you lack anything. And it's probably because internally you've worked on that lack belief system that you've had, right? And maybe you've had to really go through years of learning to unlearn that kind of stuff. Like, you've had to reparent yourself when it comes to this kind of stuff. And the right people are going to see this, and that's what makes you so special. The Magician in reverse, clarified by the Five of Wands in reverse. I'm seeing that as you let go, or you have let go, you've let go of a lot of people that wanted to play games. Okay, you let others know that you are standing on business. And standing on business means a lot of things, but for you are not going to waver any boundary that you have in place for anyone. You're not going to play around. You're not going to mess around with people that you know aren't good for you. If people prove that they are not right or that they dislike you, you are not going to be the one to try to please them into liking you. You're not going to try to fight for their approval. You're going to be like, you know what? You don't see it, and that's fine. You know, it's very main character energy, and I'm here for it. That's how I am. And the reason why the Magician is in reverse is simply because you're healing. I think people know this about you. You are in a deep, deep healing state, right? 8 of Cups, you are kind of in this solitary journey, or you have really dedicated yourself to that journey of self-discovery. And you have come out with so many precious gifts from the universe. And I'm saying that because you have gone through a very, very dark period in your life where you've had to look at all the things that you deemed as dark, as bad, as unlovable. And you've had to hold yourself in that space and basically pour love into you as you uncover these truths about you, right? Instead of denying it, instead of creating a shadow, like a deeper shadow, you illuminated love and light onto yourself in those areas that people told you were just unlovable, shameful, even. You've gone through a lot. And with the 10 of Wands, it's a lot of burdens. People around you really, really put burdens on you to the point where you burned out. Okay, this dark period of time in your life followed a huge, huge burnout that you had in your physical life. Okay. A lot of people could deem that as a spiritual awakening moment, where you realize like the way you're going about things just isn't for you and it isn't helpful in any way. And I think you experienced that kind of revelation when you finally receive like the last straw, right? The straw that broke the camel's back, that last straw was placed on you and it broke you. But not for long. Not for long. That's what I'm seeing. That's what makes you so special. Because you picked yourself up and you held yourself in that space where a lot of people would kind of outsource that kind of love, right? They'd run into the arms of a new lover. They'd run to a counselor, run to a life coach, a tarot reader to tell them the truth. But you simply held yourself. You were just there for you. You were present for you, and that alone healed so many of the wounds of neglect as a child that you may have faced. I'm getting emotional, but this kind of stuff is what propelled you forward. And I see it as a means of strength, as a demonstration of your inner strength to be able to be present with yourself in those spaces that other people have told you just is wrong, right? You've done the work. You've reparented yourself in that way. You've shown up for yourself. And a lot of things, or at least just one post that just keeps like following me because I think it's really interesting. It's, people say you can't heal neglect with isolation. You can't heal abandonment with isolation. I think you and I both understand that to an extent that may be true, but there is a level of awareness that we must have within ourselves that we can only find through isolation. Because these kind of wounds tend to drive people into isolation. They tend to cause people to shut down, to not open up to others, to not open up to themselves even. And this causes them to be alone most of the time, right? And a lot of this could be like the actual person with these wounds simply stepping away because it's too much for them to handle. And that's okay. Know that that is from those really deep familial childhood wounds that you have dealt with, that you have met, right? When I said that you were present with yourself, you showed up for you. And that completely broke the idea that no one was there for you, because you were there for you. That's healing. That's what I'm talking about. It's not that the isolation did the work. It's within the isolation, you decided to be present rather than to kind of detach from reality. You attached to yourself. You just kind of like dedicated such a huge chunk of your energy for you. And people see this, and that's what makes you very special. And that's why people want to learn from you, because that kind of strength is not exhibited in a lot of people these days, right? Ghosting, lack of accountability, narcissistic traits. These are all becoming very prevalent because people just don't feel good enough anymore. They don't even feel good enough for themselves. Always searching for the next fix, the next thing that will fix everything about them, that will make them gain so much love and so much acceptance. It's an issue. It's an issue that we're all facing, and it's people like you that kind of disrupt this image. And in a good way. It's good to disrupt this image. You may be deemed as a chaotic individual, but that's only because you do not subscribe to the selfish practices that most people do to make themselves feel better in these days. I'm gonna be real. A lot of people are just putting little band-aids on top of themselves and calling it healing, calling it manifestation. But what I've learned within these past 5-6 years of doing this, of following this path, of just learning, right? I haven't been like trying to claim I'm a guru. I've just been learning. I've been absorbing and observing. And you have too. You have too. And because of this, you've gained these skills that are going to be so good for you with the Three of Wands right here. It's going to be so good for you because in this next chapter of your life, you're going to be moving pretty fast. And you're going to be kind of in a creative field where more creative projects are being done a lot. It's kind of a up and go kind of position. That's what I'm seeing. And maybe that's what you need in your life right now, or it's what you're known for. You're known for kind of following that fire within you, following that sense within you. 333 on the clock. That's a synchronicity. That's the universe saying, like, with the Three of Wands, yeah, it's like you're moving forwards. You've made a decision and you're going to move forward, and the universe is here to support you in that endeavor. Even my ear is ringing right now, so double confirmation, okay? Know that that is happening for you, pile one. It's like not part of the reading, but it came out anyways, so might as well tell you, right? And then lastly, you got the Knight of Cups in reverse right here. I'm seeing that what makes you stand out, what makes you so special, is that you're not quick to giving your cup away. You understand how rare you are. You understand how deep you love. And this comes with meeting yourself, right? In that darkness. Now you know exactly what you offer. And maybe it's not exactly, but you pretty much know like your worth, and you believe in yourself for the most part, right? And so you're not quick to give away your cup. You're not eager to share, to just expel this energy of unconditional love towards everyone, because you know not everyone deserves that. You've gone through it. You've gone through so many disputes, battles, legal battles that have just drained you. Like, it was so unnecessary what you've gone through. And Spirit is even like, yeah, it was completely unnecessary. I don't know. Like, they don't even know why it happened. I think on the other end, like those, I don't know who you were dealing with, but they just really wanted you to be down and out because you just triggered them so deeply that they had no reason to dislike you. And so they could only come up with reasons to dislike you. And the only way to make that true is to spread it to as many people as possible. And so you may have been dealing with defamation, slander, spreading of rumors, gossip. Know that these people, like, they're gonna get what they deserve, and it's not gonna be pretty. Like, I feel like you have a really good temper. Like, you're not too worried as to like how you're gonna get your justice, because them not being in your life is already like justice for you. Like, you're happy, you are content with the fact that they are not in your life, and you're just okay with that, right? You're not looking for revenge, you're not looking for any kind of story development either. You're just kind of leaving it where it is. It's like, well, deal with your mess, I'm not going to deal with it for you. Right? So you kind of have like this calm demeanor about you, but it's like really like bad bitch kind of energy. Like you will not let people mess with you, because they probably don't have the tools to mess with you. I feel like a lot of people would just kind of, they think going for the jugular is kind of like commenting about ego related things, like your personality, your body, your looks. But you go by a spiritual standpoint, and you know, if people start attacking you for your beliefs, it's kind of like, dude, everyone's allowed to have their own belief. Like, I don't know what you're arguing about. Right? So I feel like that's your energy, where you're like, that makes no sense. You make no sense. I'm not going to argue with you because there is no sense here. So you're an icon, basically. In your community, like however big or small your pocket of the universe is, you are an icon. Like, people know not to mess with you, but they freaking love you. Like, there are some people in your life that are just like, yes, queen. Like, every time you pop off, or like, you know, you do your calm pop off, you have supporters where they're like, yes, I would have done the same exact thing, but they wouldn't, because that's why they're looking at you, because they're like, oh my god, you did it, you said it, you actually said it, that's crazy. So let's get some oracle cards to close out pile 1. Okay, you guys got 3 cards. You got patience, going forward, and voyage. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so it looks like in the near future, you're kind of moving forward. You're not stuck in this past energy anymore that people really wanted you to stay stuck in, okay? The time has come where that just doesn't work anymore. That kind of evil eye energy, you've risen above it. It doesn't affect you anymore, because you realize, like, all right, well, if you're just gonna look, you might as well just stare, right? So you're moving forward, you're going on a voyage, and this voyage is going to send you to a very dream-like place. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be somewhere you've always wanted to go. Okay, and you've had the patience for it. It's not like you just suddenly wanted to go here and then it's just gonna happen. Like, no, this is a trip that you've wanted to go on for a very, very long time. It's gonna happen. You've had the patience, the universe has seen it, and they're so grateful that you were patient enough to let them do their magic for you, right? And so that's what also makes you very special, very unique, pile 1. It is the fact that you, maybe you didn't have patience growing up as much, but you've definitely cultivated patience for yourself at this point. You have learned the art of patience, and because of that, the universe and people around you can really see, like, oh, you're not rushing. You're only going to choose what's best for you. And you're only going to do what's best for you because you're not desperate to move forward, and you're not desperate to change things. You're allowing things to change. You're allowing things to move forward or move however they want, but it's all in your timing. It's all in your perfect timing. And that's what Spirit wants to really like drill in. Like, you have learned the ability of divine timing. And because of that, there's very little resistance when it comes to future manifestations, because you have kind of unlocked that for yourself, where time is no longer an issue, time is no longer a constraint, and you're allowing it to come in whenever it will, right? You're only focused on you in the current moment, making sure that your mind is healthy, your cortisol levels are low, your gut is filled with gut healthy foods, and you're doing exercises, right? So at this time, you're really taking care of your human body, and Spirit also commends you for that, because maybe that was a really hard thing for you to overcome, but you have. And so Spirit wants to acknowledge it, because you might not share this with a lot of people, because these are just kind of like daily habits you're installing that you're kind of installing for yourself into your routine. Like, you're upgrading your routine. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so pile 1, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. And if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. Let's make my channel grow, just so I can spread some love, spread some wisdom here and there, you know. But either way, pile 1, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile 2, welcome to your pile, to your reading. So today we're going to be discovering what makes you so special, what makes you so unique, what gives you that it factor. Okay, let's get into it. So 6 of Wands starts off your reading, which is a great card to start off with, pile 2. That is a card of success. So you exude an energy of just success. You know, if people want to win, quote unquote win in life, they want you by their side. You are an asset. You are a very, very important aspect to a lot of people's victories. I don't know if you know this or not, but you kind of have that lucky rabbit's foot effect where everywhere you go, you tend to spread a lot of luck. Okay. And with the 4 of Wands clarifying it underneath, you know, people tried you. People really tried you when it came to your foundation. What I mean by foundation is that baseline level of understanding who you are, of having that understanding that you are inherently worthy, that you are deserving of all your wants and desires. Maybe not wants, but definitely desires. So people really wanted you to question those aspects of you, but you didn't. And that's what makes you successful, because you have successfully overcome a hate train. That's what ew, that's so gross. I can't believe people do that, honestly. That's such a waste of energy as well. But you, pile 2, you have definitely risen above that noise. Okay, the noise that people just want to constantly throw in your face, saying little things here and there that they don't think you're going to catch on to, but you do. You just don't point it out because there's really no point. Like, you're not here to argue with them. You already know they're like kind of bad blood, and so you're letting these things, like, of course you're checking it, like you're kind of logging it, but at the same time you're like just kind of reiterating in your brain, like, man, these people are so unhealed. Like, there's no way I'm going to listen to a single word they say, because most likely it's just a projection, right? You have that understanding. And so that's what also makes you special. You see above the BS, you're above the noise, above the crowd in that sense. You do not deal with BS at all, probably because you've dealt with way too much, right? And so with the Four of Cups right next to the Six of Wands, I'm seeing that, you're in a space where you do have fulfillment, where there are things that fill you up. You are in the midst of that. Maybe you're learning about what fills your cup up, and people are noticing that, and that makes you special because they see how you are devoting yourself to you, to your progress, to discovering who you are. And that just inherently makes you way more interesting, because then people are like, well, people's first reaction is like, well, who do you think you are? And it's like, who do you think I am? Like, I wonder. I'm curious, actually. Who do you think I am? Right? You're going to be that kind of person where it's like, I am discovering myself. And it's not out of ego. It's out of just curiosity. You spent so much time building your empire, I'm hearing, that people kind of only see you for your success. Pile 2, what I'm seeing is that you have already kind of reached a level of stability that a lot of people aspire to be in. And so this causes a lot of just unsolicited, unaware people that throw negative energy because they don't have it. It's really not that malicious. Most of the time, it's just like, oh, they don't have it, so they feel weird that you have it, kind of thing. So you might deal with that, and to you, it's kind of whatever. You've dealt with it long enough where you're just like, I'm living my best life, and I'm allowed to feel proud of myself for how far I've come and where I've kind of set myself off. Trajectory wise, like, you're proud of the path that you've taken up until this point. Of course, there's areas where you might not be so proud, but overall, I feel like you are genuinely happy that, all these things happen in your life because it only aligned you to your abundance, right? With the Ten of Pentacles, oh my gosh. Literally 10 of everything else. 10 of Pentacles, it comes out really reiterating that sense of like, you kind of have the bag. You do. And this causes you to move fast because you have the resources to. And if this does not apply to you right now, know that this is yours. Claim it. Know that your path is leading exactly to this 10 of Pentacles because you've had your eye on the prize and you've only gone towards that destined path, towards your abundant destined path, right? And so, of course, if that's your focus, that's where you're going, okay? With the Chariot, followed by the Two of Swords, clarified by the Two of Swords, I'm seeing that as your intuition sharpens, you go faster. So this is what people have seen in you. This is what makes you special. It's like the minute you are able to see a truth for yourself, for you to tap into your intuition, and once you're able to really clarify the situation for yourself, you move accordingly. You do not wait. You do not let people come in and be like, wait, no, actually, you're like, no. I know what you did. I know your mentality. I know how you've treated other people, and I haven't said anything, but I'm putting my foot down now because that is not okay. And you don't even give them an explanation. You simply move. You move accordingly. If people show you their nasty side, you're not going to stick around. No one is inherently like deserving of your energy, especially if they're going to like act in a nasty way towards you. Okay. Of course, when it comes to conflict, you will be there and you will deal with the conflict accordingly. You're not avoidant. If you think you're avoidant, you're not, because you have shown up for yourself. You have shown up for others so many times. You're not afraid of conflict. You just don't prefer being in conflict, which is normal. Okay. 8 of Wands. I don't know. I feel like I had to tell you that in a more aggressive tone, or like a more like just like headstrong tone, because maybe people or you are starting to feel like you are avoidant. Maybe you're watching content that is making you believe a certain thing about yourself. Spirit is here to clear that out of your mind for you to understand, like, no, you don't have avoidancy. You know, we all have avoidant tendencies at time, but you are not just straight up avoidant. Okay? You're a human being. You're allowed to have nuance. Right? 8 of Wands. That's so interesting with the Chariot right next to the 8 of Wands in reverse. So something that left you down and out kind of stopped this movement for a while, right? People know about this struggle that you have climbed out of. They know your journey when it comes to that certain aspect. And so they see your strength. They know that you would not steer them wrong, right? You're not interested in making sure others are slower than you. You're not interested in, you know, like, it's weird for me to say that, but like, it happens. I'm not even going to bring that up. But, yeah, you might have really recently gone through something that kind of just questioned if you were really in the right place for yourself, if this was truly fulfilling for you where you are. Know that you're moving forward from this energy. Know that you're not going to be in this energy for much longer. Or people know that you're not going to be in this energy for a long time. This is just where you are temporarily, so that you may return back to your emperor state, right? Yeah, people know you to be an emperor of your life. It was just this moment that may have felt like a tower. Know that that happened because there were truths that you needed to see to set yourself free. And know that you were still protected in that time. Even when you felt so alone and you felt so defeated, know that your guides, your ancestors were all with you at that time. They were holding you, trying to send you that loving energy, even if you weren't open to it. Like, they still wanted to send it towards you because they just wanted to keep you filled. Okay. Oh, and that's like with the 4 of Cups. It's like Spirit was sending you cups, like an extra cup, to make sure that you could get out of this situation with your head up high. So that's what makes you special. That's what makes you unique. There's such a deep level of strength within you, Pile 2, that has carried through the entire reading, really. It's unwavering. You are unwavering. You are like this steady force of unwavering support, love, and clarity for others. I'm seeing like you offer a lot of valuable insight and wisdom for people that are willing to listen, right? So let's pull some oracle cards to close off your reading, Pile 2. Illumination, love, and solitude. Okay, so you might have just come from Pile 1, but this solitude that you have been experiencing, it is just a moment for you to clear the fog in your life, to clear that mental fog of other people's words, of other people's projections, of past love. What I'm hearing, they might have told you a lot of things about you that were simply not true. And you know it. It's just difficult to shake away those voices, right? And those words specifically. And what Spirit is asking you to do, you know, just so that you can feel better, is to speak love into yourself when you feel or when you remember these words from other people. Okay, speak love into yourself and hold yourself, even especially hold yourself as defiance. Okay, do it because others didn't want you to. Do it because others wanted you to abandon yourself. Stand up for yourself. Know that you deserve to be stood up for. Be the example, right? So, and do it with love. Do it with love for yourself, love and compassion for you. The journey you've been through is huge, and maybe you can't remember a lot anymore because it was so much. You know, like you might be in this space where a lot of those things just don't hold you down anymore because you've already processed it. You've already gone through the healing of those certain traumas, right? And so there is such a calmness to you, pile 2. There's such a calmness to the way you even move. And that's what makes you special. People know that you're not pressed for time. People know that you're not in a rush. And honestly, in today's day and age, to not be in a rush is an absolute privilege. Okay? And because of that, that is the privilege that you exude that lets people know like you're a successful individual. And so people see that in you. They know that you are successful. They feel it in your aura. They feel it in the way you walk, in the way you talk, in the way you laugh, right? Like there's like that rich man laugh thing. I don't know. I've just watched a couple videos of like when you hear like the rich laugh, that's like your green flag. But regardless of that, you're very special because you have tenacity, you have drive, and you have focus. Those things are very, very rare. Very rare in this day and age, okay? Where people are sedating themselves with chemicals and doom scrolling. You might do doom scrolling sometimes, let's be real. But for the most part, you're kind of just living your life. You're doing what makes you happy, and that's what makes you very, very special. You kind of exude like this energy of like the universe's favorite, right? And maybe you've done a lot of subliminal work with that. Know that it's working because that's what I'm picking up immediately. You've done a great job with rewiring your subconscious mind. Subliminals is probably like a huge tool in your arsenal as to how to like reparent and reform these narratives, right? That's all reparenting is. It's like reforming the narrative to better suit your healing, right? Because there's no point in telling a story where we are coming out down and out every single time, right? There's lessons that we learn. There are things that happen in between that really propelled us towards the truth, the illumination, which is also the beauty, right? To be able to be given the truth and to understand it and to accept it with love and move on even in solitude, right? So you're a very strong pile 2. You probably get this a lot, or you like people really think you're the most confident individual they've ever seen, and know that's what makes you stand out. That's what gives you that it factor. The I do not give a crap about negative BS. I don't have time for that. I have ample amounts of time for myself, but I do not have time for the negative BS that is constantly being spewed. Okay, so pile 2, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like if the message resonated with you in any way. And I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.